hat mich Gott gebracht durch seine große Güte. Bis hierher hat er Tag und Nacht bewahrt Herz und Gemüter. Bis hierher hat er mich gegleit, bis hierher hat er mich erfreut, bis hierher mir geholfen. Hab Lob und erhab Preis und Dank für die bisherige Treue, die du, o Gott, mir lebenslang bewiesen, täglich neue. In mein Gedächtnis schreib ich ein, der Herr hat Großes mir getan, bis hierher mir geholfen. Hilf ferne weit mein treuster Hort, hilf mir zu allen Stunden, hilf mir an all und jedem Ort, hilf mir durch Jesu Wunden, damit sag ich bis in den Tod, durch Christi Blut hilft mir mein Gott, er hilft mir geholfen.
That entered the headquarters, and he summoned Jesus, and he asked him,
Are you the king of the Jews?
Jesus answered,
Do you ask this on your own, or did others tell you about me?
Pilate replied,
I am not a Jew, am I? Your own nation and the chief priests have handed you over to me. What have you done?
Jesus answered,
My kingdom is not from this world. If my kingdom were from this world, my followers would be fighting to keep me from being handed over to the Jews. But as it is, my kingdom is not from here.
Pilate asked him,
So, are you a king?
Jesus answered,
You say that I'm a king. For this I was born, and for this I came into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice.
So Pilate asked him,
What is the truth?
That's quite a cliffhanger to leave things on, isn't it? Thank you very much, ladies, for the way that you offered us that, helped us to see ourselves and find our place in our own story, and that very important and specific part of it. I know that for some of us, our brains might be saying Christmas, but this, the way that they offered this part of the gospel, if you put the pieces all together, we're about to be talking Easter. It's that movement towards the crucifixion. So here we are with that offering, and thank you for doing it. Fresh voices always make it sound a little bit closer. It sounds like them and it sounds like God. There's this great moment in there that for those of you that are parents or teachers, this might trigger you. So I apologize, but I do want to go back to it for a whole moment. Are you the king of the Jews, he says. And what is Jesus' solid answer? Do you ask this on your own, or did others tell you? He is answering a question with a question. I don't know about your household, but that never went over well in mine. I'm in a course right now, and they call these unhealthy questions. It's like, did you clean up your room? Did I get asked to do that today? That's generally a no. Any question to answer a question, it's generally a no. I had to do a little, the Schweiger house. It sounds like this is a common thing in the Schweiger house. So I had to do a little bit of research on this because I thought rhetorical questions or questions as a response to a question, they seem a little bit fishy generally. They're generally a hidden no. At least they were in my household. 173 questions that Jesus asks. 173. We've talked about this before. I am a high energy soul. You'll see that in a moment. It gets better. But I have always been this high energy soul. So I was that one in the classroom. Adam, was it you that reached over and put glue in her hair? Adam, was it you that reached over and cut his hair? Well, I don't know. Is the sky blue today? Deferring with a question. Jesus gets away with it, 173. This is the next time where I have to tell you that just because it's in the Bible, it doesn't mean we get away with it. Like Jesus' hangry moments last week. We can't pull those off. 173 questions from the Word and the way and the truth. He asks 173 questions. So there has to be something to that. We talked about it as a confirmation class, and we talked about it here together as well. On the seventh day, God rested. Did God need rest or want rest? No. God did it to show us what is best for us. It was a modeled behavior. Jesus did not show up, was incarnate here on earth because things were going really well. He didn't show up and go, friends, you have done such a beautiful job at listening to what God is saying and what God has asked you to do and what God has modeled for you. You've done such a beautiful job. I'm here to deliver your prizes. No, we weren't doing such a great job, and so he needed to show up. And that is that, I call it the rewording. When you reword it to make it a little bit more accessible. Jesus shows up and goes, you know what? We modeled the behavior, it hasn't gone well. So let's have another conversation about this. And I know for myself, I'm one of those people, it's the same with information and money. If I have worked for it, you better believe I'm going to hold on to it. If you just give it to me, Adam, here's $5, and the answer to the world's problems are 42. Oh, okay. I'm going to forget both of those things after I have gone and bought a soda that I wasn't allowed to be drinking anyway. If I've worked for the money, if I've worked for the information, I'm going to hold on to it. So Jesus shows up with 173 questions to help us realize what we knew all along. And here's that funny thing about knowing. You might know a lot about something. I want to talk to you about this item. Does anybody know what this is? Especially somebody in the back. Dan the man, do you know what this is? No, can you not see it? Can you not smell? No? Huh. So you can't tell me what it is. You can't tell me anything about it? Okay. I want to help you figure out what this is. May I? This is what Wikipedia and confirmands are for. God bless them. We need you guys every week. So this is from the family called Lamasia. Do you know what it is yet? Oh. You can get extracts from this, and it can be quite expensive. Have we figured this out yet? No? Huh. It's something that happens naturally. It's something that involves a lot of hybridization. It's been mixed. It's from a species that ranges all over North, South, and Central America. Do you know what this is yet? But you know so much about this. But you don't seem to know it. But you know a lot about it now. It's green. It smells really good. It tastes cool but almost hot at the same time. No? But you know so much about it. I'm going to come and waft this around. I'm going to do one of these. There we go. I told you, high energy, high energy. Give a good sniff. Give a good sniff. Yes? So we've had that moment with it. We've had this moment. So my dear friend Dan the man, what is this? What's the item that I was holding up there? Like an ointment. Huh. It smells like an ointment. Okay. Interesting. How about somebody that's a little bit closer to it? Somebody who is experiencing it firsthand. What is this?
Mint.
It's what?
Mint.
I'm sorry, it's what?
Mint.
Oh, thank you. I love that you're all of a sudden quiet today. She's never been quiet before a minute in her life. It is mint. You know so much about it now. You know where it grows. You know what color it is. You know that I'm willing to lick it off of my own hands in public. You know all of this about it. But if this was your first experience of it, do you know it? Or do you just know a lot about it? I know a lot about kangaroos, but I've never met one. I believe that my dear friend over here, Maximiliano, has provided with you in your pews some cups. Some of you have a mint leaf. Some of you have some mint chocolate. That's what the two items are. If you have allergies, no. If you don't, go for it. Enjoy that. You want to chew it up and enjoy it? Go for it. You want to smell it? Go for it. I would like you to experience mint, because I obviously don't have the words to talk about it well enough. Even Wikipedia doesn't. Now, my dear friend Dan the Man, have you eaten it?
I'm very familiar with it now.
You're very familiar with it. I'm sorry, I did such a poor job of explaining it. I just didn't have the words, and you were so far removed from me down here, I couldn't even show you it. But for those of you, you're going to eat it. I know you are. How is it?
Very minty.
It's very minty. So we helped you to know a lot about it, right? And then you got to experience it. So now you can say, do I know a lot about it? Sure. But I actually know it. I know mint. That's what those 173 questions were about. Congratulations, you've read Scripture. You're good at memorizing. But do you know God? Or do you just know about God? Traditional confirmation classes, I think just about everybody in this room probably went through them. And you had to stand up here and counsel. Luckily, we have a lovely counsel. But counsel would sit there and they would grill you with questions, and you'd stand here and you would sweat buckets, and you'd have to do all of this memorizing, and you could get through that whole exam and walk out of there and go, I know so much about Luther. I know so much about the Small Catechism. I know everything about 1517 and the Reformation. Did anybody ever say to you, great, you know a lot about God. Do you know God? 173 questions. That's what Jesus did. God showed us what's best for us. And Jesus was the one that said, I know it's in there. Let me talk to you about the experience. We read Psalm 34 responsively with Max this morning, and then we had it in a song form as well. The psalm, and then the song of the psalm. Nothing easy about that, friends. You have to do exercises. And there's the line in there. Come, taste, and see that the Lord is good. Not, don't you know that the Lord is good? Don't you know so much about him? You memorized this for confirmation class. You won't, don't worry, it's fine. It wasn't that question, it was come, taste, and see. We had a conversation this week with our confirmands, again, sleeping on the floor, where we had this great conversation about why did the early church grow? And the early church grew 3 reasons. We did not give these to them. They came up with them themselves. Sadly, he's not sitting right here in front. It grew for 3 reasons. It's because they were welcoming, they were compassionate, and they were passionate about their faith. That's why the early church grew. I didn't even plant this seed with them, nothing. This is the answer they came up with on their own. It was welcoming, it was compassionate, and the people there were passionate about their faith. They knew God and maybe a little bit about him. So when we think of mint, anytime you encounter it from here going forward, I want that to kind of be that little question in the back of your mind. The early church grew because they were welcoming, compassionate, and they were passionate about their faith, and they knew God. Is that who we are? All day, every day. Is that who we are? I can tell you where mint grows. I can tell you what it smells like. But the combination of mint and chocolate, well, that's life-changing. And I love knowing mint that way. If I can speak about that knowing with passion, I hope I can speak about all of my knowings with passion. And I believe that's what our gospel and our psalm encourage us to do today. And to me, I think that sounds like good news.
I sought the Lord, and he answered me, and delivered me from every fear. Those who look on him are radiant. They'll never be ashamed. They'll never be ashamed. This poor man cried, and every woman, and the Lord heard me and saved me from my enemies. The Son of God surrounds his saints. He will deliver them. He will deliver them. Magnify the Lord with me. Come exalt his name together. Glorify the Lord with me. Come exalt his name forever. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Oh, blessed is he who hides in him. Oh, feel the Lord. Oh, all you saints. He give you everything. He give you everything. Magnify the Lord with me. Come exalt his name together. Glorify the Lord with me. Come exalt his name forever. Let us bless the Lord every day and night. Never-ending praise. May our incense rise. Let us bless the Lord every day and night. Never-ending praise. May our incense rise. Magnify the Lord with me. Come exalt his name together. Glorify the Lord with me. Come exalt his name forever. Magnify the Lord with me. Come exalt his name together. Magnify
his name.